Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the most American character to join Tekken 8. Speed and weight, Bob. It's gonna balance the volume a wee tad. Bandai Namco, Unreal Engine. Bob, onigiri!
Hunger's the root cause of conflict. Join me, and we'll feed the world. Okay.
Get ready for the next battle.
Speed and weight.
Tekken 8. New challenger.
The hero has arrived.
Oh my god. I don't know what I think of his costume so far. It's whatever. I'll probably just revert to his classic. What I used to do with Bob is that I would have him in the gold version of his default suit in Tekken 7. I would give him a tan, so he was dark, gave him aviator sunnies, and I gave him little angel wings and stuff, because he's so aerial. It was such an infuriating costume to lose to. Just an amazing character. Alright, let's keep going.
The hero has arrived.
Boom! That's it. That's a new move. That backflip, he didn't have that before, so it'll be interesting to see how that's used. All right, let's keep going. That's a different animation. All right, here we go. Oh! That is one of my favorite moves he has in the entire game. Look how ridiculous this is. Wait for it. He backflips, which goes under your low attack, and mid backflip punches you in the air. Punches you in the face. Bob is a combination of Sammo Hung, who is one of the Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee era. Sammo Hung was like a fat guy from Hong Kong who could do backflips and just heaps of kung fu. Brilliant film star. You might know him from Martial Law. I think Donnie Yen fights him in Ip Man 2. And he's also a combination of, I think, Chris Farley from American Ninja. Chris Farley, the SNL comedian and star. He was like a big fat American dude. And in Beverly Hills Ninja, he has a fight scene where he was supposed to use a stunt double, and Chris apparently was like, no, what's the point? Like, I will do this. And there's an actual fight scene which looks like Bob, where he's just doing heaps of cartwheels and spinning kicks to dudes in the face. It's brilliant, man. There are people who don't like Bob's design. I respectfully disagree. I think that he's one of the best characters they've ever designed for Tekken. I think he's so original, and I think that he is such a contrast to how all the other characters are. Every character in this game is either like Mr. Chiseled six-pack J-pop hair, or it's like super sexy bikini girl in, or whatever, in various outfits. Bob is unique, you know? I thought diversity was our strength, ladies and gentlemen. Bob is very diverse, shall I say, in terms of body type. The only other character who would be as fat as him is probably Ganryu, who's probably not coming back, or Panda and Kuma. But to be fair, you know, it's a grizzly bear, it's a Kuma. It's a panda, all right? They're meant to be fat. That's like, you know, none of your body shaming. They can't help it. Anyway, let's keep going. That looks new, that punch at the end of those moves as well. Sorry, I'll try not to be a pausing Andy. We should just watch this. Nice.
Cheap shots just don't work on my perfect body.
Well, the whole thing about him having a perfect body, apparently in the lore, in Tekken 6, Bob was a very strong freestyle martial artist, American freestyle martial artist. He was sort of like Law in a way. You'll notice that he sort of stands similar to Law as well, but he wondered if he could use new attacks and hit harder if he weighed a lot more. So, naturally, Bob went away and just got really, really fat. And somehow lost 0 speed. He's actually really fast and really aerial. And also now has moves where, because he's so fat, he can just roll around like a bowling ball and slam you with his stomach. He's fucking awesome. He's so cool. I love this guy. Oh my god. They've given him a parry. Look at this. Right here. Here's a parry. Oh, that's gonna make him even more annoying. That's good that they've fixed up this move, because this throw... That throw used to just throw you in the air, and then you land on the ground, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. You have to sort of invent a combo to sort of keep juggling. I think this just works better as just a normal throw. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's new. That jumping, putting his ass in your face is a new move.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I do hope at the very least they don't talk. He doesn't talk that much during fights. It's a trailer, they gotta have a lot of voice lines, but I think some characters in Tekken 8 talk way too much. Like, you know Steve the boxer? When he does his rage art, I don't need to hear him say, "That's a knockout," at the end on the final blow. It's just cringe. It's just stupid. Same with Law. Law has a move where, you know where you run up a wall and do a backflip? Law can do that on your body. And in older Tekkens, he'd just be like, "Hi-ya!" Boom, and land on you. But in Tekken 8, he goes, "I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon," every single time he does that move, and I just don't use it anymore. Because it's just so irritating. It's like, man, this is like, it's like you're making the game for kids. I think in a fighting game, you don't need to have characters say so much. I think something like Storia or Teia, I think that's more than enough for most moves. So, anyway, let's keep going. Let's do this.
You know why I love eating onigiri? Kudarana. Because onigiri also means to slay devils.
Isn't that the punch that killed Heihachi? And Bob can just parry it with his stomach. Wow. Canonically, that's strong, mate.
Let's go.
I like that you can belly flop on your enemies. I don't like heat, but I think that if you're gonna have heat no matter what, it kind of serves Bob well. He's a bit of a rushdown character. You kind of just overwhelm your opponents with your speed and weight. Anyway, let's get going. So I feel like they're flanderizing him. I do feel like they're flanderizing him a bit somewhat, like making it all about fat and food and stuff. You don't need to go that... We can figure it out, all right? We've seen his physique. Anyway, let's keep going. '19th. Ooh, official release 24th. I will probably stream this on launch, but I might practice with him a bit off stream before I play on screen, because I'm going to want to fight you guys, you know, if you guys are playing Tekken as well, and I can't learn on stream. Like, I kind of want to get a bit of muscle memory, because he's going to play differently from... His button inputs will be different from what he was in Tekken 7. So, anyway, let's go.
The hero has arrived.
Ah, there's his OG. There you go. No, his OG is like a red shirt and black pants, which is one of my favorites. Yujiro Hanma, boys. Roger Jr.
No.
Yeah, they did the meme. They did the meme. Yes, yes, we all know. Oh my god. I kind of think that's a bit of an apology thing from them, because that video of the guy, of the kangaroo headlocking the dog and the guy punching him, apparently that video going viral back in the day was instrumental in them removing Roger from Tekken 7. This was like during like peak cancel culture. I think they were just scared. They did it preemptively. They were worried that Peter would yell at them, say, "Oh, animal, this, that." But no one asked for them to remove Roger. From what I hear, they were scared that they would get in trouble from animal rights activists because, you know, you're fighting a kangaroo, and they removed him for that reason. And that's stupid. You can't even, I don't even think you can blame Peter for this, because they said nothing. They didn't even know about this. And when people said to them, well, why have a grizzly bear in the game then? And their rationale was, oh, because if you fight a grizzly bear, you'll lose. You know you'll lose against a kangaroo too, right? Have you seen these things? Like, these things are like terrifying. A red kangaroo is muscular as fuck. It will try and claw your eyes out. It'll sit on its tail like a third leg, and it will try and kick you in the balls. It will try and kick your balls off or disembowel you. Like, you're not going to win against one of these things either. The reason that kangaroo has that dog in a headlock is because it wants to drag it to a river and drown it. That's something kangaroos do. You didn't need to remove this thing. It can hold its own. So I wonder if Bandai Namco is kind of using that trailer, not just to do the meme, but maybe they're aware that, like, okay, maybe we shouldn't have removed him from that. It's almost like a show of confidence, in a way. Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to Bob. Bob was one of my mains back in Tekken 7, and him being removed from Tekken 8 was one of the major reasons I stopped playing that game. I was just like, the only main I had left was Panda. I'm okay with Jack, but Jack's, I'm probably not good enough at Tekken to be good with Jack, but I had to then pick up Jack. I picked up Azucena, who I like a lot, but I can only make Azucena work if I've glammed her to look like Luffy from One Piece, in which suddenly the character makes sense. But I can't fight well with her outside of that glam. This is how autistic I am. So, but yeah, I lost Bob and I lost Lei. And then they introduced Heat. And I was like, sad. So, yeah, I'll play it. I will pick it back up for Bob. And in Tekken, I think in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, they introduced a character called Slim Bob, which is Bob, except he's not fat. Whose sick idea was that? Do you not realize how much this man has sacrificed to be that weight? I'm offended by the very idea of Slim Bob, all right? If he's not fat, he's not Bob, all right? I'm disgusted. I'm glad that we don't even have a Slim Bob option in this, all right? The very idea is vulgar. So, yeah, all right, that's all, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm also very excited for Yujiro Hanma to come to Tekken. I've been saying this long before this was even announced, that a Baki character would be great. Some people wanted Baki, but I was like, no, it's got to be Yujiro. Because Yujiro is the Heihachi of their world. He's the Arkama. He's the Geese Howard. I think that it's a much more interesting fight to have Yujiro versus Heihachi than the other way around. Baki, the character, is still in progress. You know, he's still growing strong enough to fight Yujiro. Yujiro is already at peak power level. I think he'd be perfect. I think he'd be perfect in the Tekken world. Anyway, that is my reaction and commentary on this and that. Like, subscribe, and when Bob comes out, feel free to fight me in Tekken on stream. You'll probably win. I'm not that good at the game, but I do love the game. I love the game despite not being a pro at it. There is no other fighting game in the world that feels like Tekken. This is the only game that I know where each button corresponds to a different limb. People argue that Mortal Kombat is similar because of high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick. It's not the same. It's not the same. And also, even if it was the same, Mortal Kombat is a 2D fighter, whereas Tekken has 3D movement. You move in and out of the background and the foreground. It just plays very differently. So, but anyway, thank you for enjoying the video. Like, subscribe, catch me on Twitch, and get out of here. Video's over.